quick trade recap. Today was a break-even day. If you could call it break-even, I lost like $20. I had a stop loss like a pinch under break-even, but I had it break-even at first. But so starting off the day, I believe bias was kind of bearish at first because we were down here and I saw this gap up above and we had inversed the one over here. So I was thinking, okay, we might go lower down towards these lows down here. But then once I saw that we had come down to this 1 hour gap from the other day, and then let's drop to the 5-minute for more precise talk. So market opens, we inverse this 5-minute, and then from here I'm thinking, okay, if I want shorts, I want the market to come up to about this high, respect these imbalances to the left, whilst sweeping both these highs, this one, and then obviously going lower. And so I'm thinking in my head, okay, I want to look for shorts around here, look for an inversion. So I marked out the only inversion there was at that time, and that would have been, I believe, a 2-minute inversion here. As you can see, instead of disrespecting it, inversing it, and going lower to target this LR, we instead respected it and went to the upside. And so once I saw us going to the upside, I'm like, okay, so the draw is probably not lower. And then so I had these two highs. Sorry, my webcam's in the way. I had these two highs up here that I had my eyes on, which did eventually get hit. And so at this point, market's going up, just keeps going. On the 1-minute time frame, I took a continuation inversion. We came down, we tapped into gaps we made on the way up, and then we inversed this 1 minute out. And as soon as we inversed this 1 minute, I got in. I actually got in a little bit early before the candle closed, and so I got in at a really good entry there. Stop was below the inversion, and I had my take profit up at this high over here. Again, I'm going to start recording executions, but I had my stop at that high, and I had my take profit at that high, and I had my stop below the inversion right here. And price came up, got about halfway there, and then came down and stopped me out. I moved my stop to break even at, I don't know what happened there. I moved my stop to break even once we got this internal high right here. So I went break even there. Or did I? No, I did not go break even there. I went break even at this first high. So I went break even at this first high, and then I eventually ended up changing my stop loss back to where it was. And so I was only on 1 micro because I knew this was going to be a longer trade, and it was a little bit later, and it's not like, you know, A++. So I went 1 micro for fun. So I was risking about $40, I believe, to make like a lot more. It was like 20 or $40. But yeah, I moved my stock back to here, got stopped out for like 20, $40, calling it pretty much break even. I had been break even, but I returned it to where it was. But it's such a negligible loss that it's, you know, not even much of a loss to me. But, so yeah, that was the trade. Right here is the trade. Sloppy, but all that matters is, our draw on liquidity was correct. That would have been the higher time frame trade. With those wicks getting me right there, which is what they are meant to do. So, yeah. And what's interesting is if you go on the daily time frame, we perfectly closed inside of, or did we? I guess we did not, but we kind of barely inversed this. I wouldn't even count this in inverse, and we swept this high already. So I'm seeing tomorrow as being a little bit more bearish into here, or overnight, and then maybe the next day we can go attack these relative equal highs up here along with this old imbalance, and then eventually all-time highs, or vice versa. But yeah, that was the trade today. Back with full transparency tomorrow and Friday as well.